Deep breath, it is, you've done, it's muscular. It would certainly turn into something by now if it was something serious.
Yeah, skeleton.
We should take him with something less like that. I've been really mindful.
But no, seriously, as in women, you have to be really careful to try and do the right.
Oh, can you?
Yes. When I had my cardiac episode, it mimics a heart attack. Women are completely different to men. Men have classic symptoms.
Are they?
Women have it with their hormones. Women's hormones send it on, and mine was right.
Oh, God.
But not like that. It's really deep. It's totally different. You feel dreadful before you know you're on
I
the
feel
floor.
fine. Okay.
That's a fake
Oh, God. We'll talk about that later. Come on. Right, what time is it? Trying to get on with the show. Right. Lovely budget
Well,
meeting
you're
today,
for
welcome
9
everybody.
minutes, fine, right.
Number one, introductions. Let's introduce ourselves properly.
Tracy Price.
Marie
Jan.
Thompson.
Janji Russell.
Paul Waller. Kevin Knox.
Jill Peacock.
Marvellous.
I know, I got myself Bailey. Peacock, Bailey, Peacock.
Right, apologies. Number two, to receive apologies. I haven't received any, but I have just received a resignation notice from Fiona McCree.
So she did apologise in a way. She
Yeah,
said she wasn't
exactly.
saying.
Yes.
Resignation from
Fiona McCree.
Councillor McCreath.
Councillor McCree.
MCCREATA.
Perfect.
That's it. That's something in the council. We haven't heard from her from that.
Okay, number three, declarations of interest. In items on the agenda, both existence and in nature. Does anybody have any?
No.
I don't.
I know.
No.
Paul?
One I've forgot to do. I was going to raise a point of order, wasn't I?
Well, I'm asking this at the moment, so can you answer? Do you
I've
have any
got
items on the
nothing
agenda?
to declare at all.
No, no.
Okay. Fine, nobody has. To receive those, okay? And then that, right, 4 minutes of the parish council.
Before you move on to that, I'd like to raise a point of order on what was omitted from the agenda that you sent out during the meeting.
Yeah.
We, the council, it's supposed to be open and transparent, and it's our habit to put participation on the agenda
Yeah.
and encourage it. But it wasn't on the agenda for this meeting. And yet it's in the standing orders. I don't know how the standing orders can be.
So I asked Bill, can you help me with the agenda, please, so I don't get anything wrong?
This is not, although it's a public meeting, this is not a monthly meeting, this is a budget meeting. And most councils throughout, more so throughout the land, by and large, when they're doing the precept, it is enough of a job setting the precept without having to deal with public participation. So what you do is you put the public participation, and in this case, it's next Monday.
After the decision's been made.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so where is the community involvement in setting
Well,
the budget?
since when? There never has been community involvement in budget setting, ever.
Ever?
No.
Well, it's up to the council to set the budget, not
It's
the
up to
public.
the council, exactly so.
Okay, set the figures, yes, but
Yeah, that's
in
right.
steering the thoughts on what's important, what projects.
That's a different thing. That's called community budgeting.
Mm.
And what you can do, and some councils do, I don't know what Henry did, but this is how some work. They put a figure for community projects, and they then say, this is the amount of money that we're setting aside for community projects. You, the public, sit and prioritise how this money is going to be spent, and then put it back to the public. Not all of the budget, simply because a lot of stuff of the budget, it doesn't matter what public pressure, has to be paid. So you're looking at a small, if I may be so bold, percentage of your precept. You can say, this is up to you to decide how you place it. And in the mains, the people tend to get within groups themselves and say, well, if we spend 2,000 on this, 3,000 or whatever, or if we have 2,000 on this, next year we'll have a look at doing something else.
Or you could possibly think about having a grants process.
Yeah, well,
So you actually have sort of a small pot of money, and then you invite community organisations to say,
Okay.
we would like X, Y, Z. Could we actually apply
So,
for a
what
grant?
would the
I
time?
think small amounts of money, but the major things that the public, that the council gets involved in. Oh, well, I just would like to see the standing orders to be refined then, to make that perfectly clear.
We can change that then in our standing orders book. can't we?
Yeah,
We
we
want
can
to do
change
that.
Do we
it,
need to
can't we?
pass
It's
a
not
resolution to
legislation,
do
it's-
that?
Yes, you do. And so
So
you
you do
can
that
put it
in-
on the agenda for next,
Which is
Next
next
Monday.
week.
next month.
Monday.
Yeah.
So
And
just,
the agenda was
Yeah,
out
the agenda's
on
went out
Wednesday.
already. That's the only, yes, it doesn't have to go out on
Wednesday.
tomorrow.
It's going to go out.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, tomorrow.
No, tomorrow's Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's going to go out by Wednesday.
Wednesday,
That gives you-
Thursday, Friday.
That now gives you Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And
3.
You were operating one rule last week for the neighbourhood plan,
Okay.
you can operate it this
No,
week for this
okay.
one.
No, I'm just clarifying, Paul.
Mm.
Don't be aggressive.
Not being aggressive, just being
You are.
assertive.
And I won't have it. Yeah.
Anyway, just on that, so would you put on the agenda for next week something about, I can't remember how you phrased it, but community involvement in a percentage of the budget? Would you actually be
I wouldn't-
explicit?
I wouldn't say the percentage of the budget, I would say was that there is an amount of money.
Yeah, but my point is, would you put it on the agenda for next week so that people who might be interested in spending that money could make a bid?
What do we do for the one after?
This
We
is
have-
really for, this is
sorry.
going from April onwards, surely.
We do have a grant policy and I think we need to look at exactly where we are and what we are,
Well,
and start
yeah.
changing things.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is,
Well, it's not really, it's about money.
Can I just say the festival group practice this anyway?
Yeah.
This is how the festival
Yeah, it
group,
is, yeah.
the money they raise, they put out how much to various groups in the village and they apply for a grant
Yeah.
for a particular
That's
purpose.
exactly
And that
what
would be
That's right.
perfect.
And that's how it's.
But can I just say to Paul, this isn't by the way, because if we don't get this right, people, forgive me, but like yourself, will criticise because we're not following the procedures or the procedures aren't
That's
clear
exactly
enough.
what a point of order is,
Yeah.
and I believe according to the standing orders as they stand,
You should
Beyond-
always have a public participation section.
sorry,
So are you saying that there should
I'm,
always
sa-
be a public
I'm saying according to our
participation
standing
section?
orders,
Yeah.
that's how it should be, which means there should be information come forward before the meeting for them to, well, you know, public participation is to comment on the
Of course.
business of
Yes,
the meeting.
well that would sound right for next week.
Yeah, I think
The
Paul's
only-
meaning from this week for the budget meeting that the public should have been here, should be allowed to
No, no, no,
participate
no.
tonight.
No.
No, I don't agree with
I
that.
don't, to be honest.
Okay,
But
so going
definitely,
forwards.
Well,
so
we've got to
what
come
should
to a decision,
what
I'll
should
make
I
a point of order, I'm not.
Okay,
No,
what do we do?
with respect, points of order are things that you're doing that are, that the chair must answer points of order. But it's got to be something that this council can change. Like, an individual councillor cannot speak for longer than whatever it says in the standing orders, that's a point of order. Or if you're doing something to which you have no power to do, that is a standing order. Most other things aren't.
Well, let's take it to an extreme then. I mean, what you can do is you can adjourn the meeting and you can publish an agenda as I would hope you see it.
No, I'm not doing that.
Okay, well that's what I'm proposing.
And I'm saying
Can we
no.
have that
Is there a second?
responded to?
It depends if there's a seconder.
Yes. And it depends, what does your standing orders say? Do you have to have a seconder?
Not for anything, please.
Oh,
Not for anything on this council.
so,
It's done then.
Do we need to, being as we're all new, do we need to have a look at all the standing orders?
well, yeah.
With a view to reviewing them? This is crazy. Every time we have a meeting, there's problems over what's on the agenda, what's not on it, what was in the minute, was there a resolution passed or was it just a decision? It just seems stupid that we can't just have a nice, simple, straightforward way of dealing with business.
Absolutely agree.
Yeah.
So what,
I'll accept however you want to deal with it, and if it's rejected, I don't expect it to be recorded.
Oh,
so are these standing orders visible? Is there a?
Yeah.
Yes,
Can
yes,
we
our
all
standing
copy of
orders.
them?
Yeah, they're on the website.
Okay.
There's a copy, I think Paul printed off a load. Did you print them?
There
Paul?
should be a copy for every set of everything.
In the library, so in the office, I think.
What, to take away?
Yeah.
Take away and have a look at and then
Yeah.
put that
And
on the
read
agenda
them.
for
Yeah,
next
go on
time.
I
Actually,
propose we have a
can-
separate meeting
No,
about
separate, it's a totally
standing
different,
orders.
yeah,
I don't
totally.
think, in order for it to have a chat about standing orders, I think because if it's going to take time in going through them, I think it should be a separate thing, not on next Monday's meeting, because there's
Yeah.
already so many things going to be on it.
But if it's this important, I think
But
we
we
should
can have
have
an
a light of it.
Yeah, but we should have a meeting
Yeah,
about
that's
it,
fine.
definitely.
Yep.
I think that's,
I think that's great.
Is that
It's-
Would you be happy with
Well,
that?
Yes.
Simple,
Yeah.
straightforward.
Yeah, so we can prevent all
In
this.
the 19th century,
No,
oh,
we're
so
not.
somebody's
Can I make
working.
another
Can I say-
suggestion?
Just
Yeah.
before, these now standing orders are so,
Outdated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we,
it wouldn't
You
start.
need the new ones, you need
Yeah.
the latest one.
I was going to say, yeah,
That's
do
what
we
we
have?
have, Jill.
Could I just
Yeah.
say, Paul, if it's okay with you, maybe you could give me a copy of the standing orders, because I think that there are hard copies, so I can go through those whilst I'm away. And then actually, maybe we could, you and I could look at the NANC standing orders, we could look at the Dunchurch standing orders, and we can go through them item by item. And then
It's ju-
actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I had different expectations of an ordinary meeting, that's all. So,
And that's fair
I
enough.
understand, because
Yeah.
I
Actually
get
different to what
frustrated, I
you
understand that.
Yeah.
which is why I'm sitting it.
I understand that.
Absolutely.
But surely you're pleased with the outcome, which is that we're going to review root and
Yeah,
branch.
If they're the
The way the
barriers
council
to us
operates.
carrying on with.
And what more can we do?
Yeah.
I think if everybody has a clear understanding
Yes.
of what their role is and what they need to do, then I think that that might be a good idea.
Yes,
I
Yeah.
think you should
Yeah.
meeting, that'd be brilliant.
Going
Yeah.
forward.
That's brilliant.
This is all we need to
You've
do.
got the new ideas, Paul has the old standard and put them together.
Yeah.
So what's
So we can just
functional?
You
We just want to.
Mark,
you
Change the
can-
word in
you
it to
can
Dunchurch.
sort of
Yes.
tailor
That
your
would be
standing
very good.
orders
Thank you.
to.
Yeah.
Thank you. How good you came.
Yes, thank you.
So do I need to say anything else? That's it done, is it? Oh, wait till we're finished.
Why is it warm in here when you're sitting?
Oh, I just
Someone's worked out
noticed.
how it works. is
Well,
it?
there's no more air conditioning going on my ankles, it's warm.
We had a meeting here this morning. David, and you were here.
Yes,
That's
that's
been
right.
on all day.
That's been on the day.
Yeah, I noticed that there was a warm area over there and they said it was
And I
put
did think
heating
about it
on.
afterwards and I thought, no, it would be nice for everybody.
Shall I admit something last week? When I came to open and close the library just before Christmas, I got in such a panic at the end about setting the alarm, I forgot that I had to switch the heating on. So when I came in the morning to talk to the lady about the doors, she said, "Did you leave the heating on?"
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, oh, I was sorry. 'cause
Please
it's
fly
waste.
over and think we're doing drugs.
She didn't say, oh, it was nice and warm.
No, she was quite stern.
Believe it or
I
not.
had my painting clothes on. I honestly did think she thought it was a tramp walking through.
That's oh, for me.
Sorry, you ready, Bill?
Yeah,
Okay.
Can I go to the next one?
minutes. Still, we're still on item 4.
Sorry, what do I need to say now?
Minutes.
Oh, minutes, yeah. You had
Are you happy with them as a true record?
I've got a couple of problems.
Which is,
I thought we spent a minute talking about numbering.
Numbering.
oh, yes,
You
yes,
read
yes,
through
yes.
the meeting.
I decided that as you are going to have a new clerk,
We'll do it
I
again.
would leave the numbering system to her, because she
I think we'll
numbers
start
hers
again.
differently
Yeah.
We have a crazy
to mine.
system. That's fine.
I thought that would be better, because you will get confused between my numbering system and her numbering system and no numbering system. So I thought that for the sake of 3 minutes at the outside, 3 sets of minutes, then it would be
I'll
better
just
to do
nick
it that
them
way.
out.
At least I hope you don't mind, but I thought that would probably suit you as a council
That's
better.
a good idea, yeah.
It does, I think.
Otherwise, it's just all, we need to start, yeah. We need
Start
to like
fresh.
go, what?
Just brief from fresh.
Yes.
Because I'll do my minutes and
That's right.
agenda completely differently.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
I can't wait the fact that this agenda's is the last one I ever do, hopefully.
Right.
Yes.
But are you okay? Can we have a proposer and seconder?
Oh,
Banking,
Thank you.
I'd like struck out. Councillor Waller involvement in setting up the payment scheme with direct debits? Because that was not.
It was.
It was.
It was.
No, it wasn't.
It was both
I
of
said
you.
we need
It was
to
both
set,
of us.
I said we need to set up direct debits, get the paperwork done for next
Yeah.
month, and there was 1, 2, 3 people at least that said no paperwork to set up, nothing to be done. So I want that to be on
You
record.
had the contact number, it was said to you because you had the passwords, usernames and passwords for a lot of them to set up.
No, it was said that they weren't to be set up by me. I was nothing to, no paperwork to be set up, and nothing to be done.
But how would anybody else do it because we didn't have access to anything? That's the only thing, I don't know how.
My recollection is that I was having no involvement in the settlement.
It says here, Councillor Price noted that
Councillor Waller has set up a list of all invoices that should be
The
paid
councillor
quickly.
Waller has set up a list of all invoices that should be paid quickly.
so you'd already done
You'd
that.
already done it.
Yeah.
You
You
found
did it,
it on the
that's-
old agenda,
Yeah.
saying that they should all
Well, then
be.
that's wrong as well, because I hadn't. That was a list that was circulated on March
Yeah,
last
2019,
year by
yeah.
Mrs. Knowles, or no,
No,
by
that might
Lindsay.
It was
Yeah.
agreed at the council, it was
As
agreed at the council,
I,
that's what you
yes,
said.
I circulated that as something which, basically, we were given a nod to the fact that it had already been on the agenda, that
Yeah.
direct debits were necessary, and this was the appropriate list to aim for to do.
Yeah,
So what's wrong with
I've
that?
had no involvement, and I didn't say I was having any involvement in setting direct debits up.
All that it says, Paul, is that Councillor Waller has set up a list of all invoices.
That should be
I
done.
hadn't set up a list of
Okay.
invoices, I'd
Well,
circulated
you
the
did.
item.
Well, circulated
Circulated,
is only
just change the
marginally
word.
different from setting up, isn't it? I mean, you must have got the information from someone, that could be called setting
Check.
up.
Are you happy with circulated?
Yes, that's
All I
true.
did was circulate it.
Look,
Yeah,
So
just write circulated, then initial,
A list of suppliers
I'll initial one.
were suitable for.
whilst they're doing that, have we actually moved over to
yeah,
direct
well,
debits?
not, we haven't gone yet, it's in the change, I'm just waiting for the, Paul's got some username, like Nest and different, people, things like that I haven't got access to, I can't do
we
those.
need to
Gamma
give the
I've done today.
passwords to you.
And
But that's-
is there anything else?
Yes,
Oh.
the nest. I didn't give an explanation of the nest provision. I just gave a.
You did. Well, you give an explanation to me, I mean.
Not of the nest provision. I know nothing about nest. All I told you was about the correspondence and the fact that I'd applied for a form to make a change of contact. That
That's
is
an
it.
explanation of the nest provision.
That's
The
fine.
nest is a bit more complicated.
I know
it's about
Well, I could not explain anything about nest.
How would you
other
like
than
it
the
reworded to say what you think happened?
Anyway, okay.
I didn't give any explanation. I just.
What did you do?
I just went.
Councillor Wallace showed the nest provision.
Or mentioned. What about mentioned?
Yeah, because nobody knew what Nest was.
You
until
did
then.
explain what it was.
It's all right. Put mentioned. Take out, gave an
It
explanation.
sounds like I'm in control.
No, it
I'm not in
doesn't.
control. I
No,
still
no,
haven't.
not please.
I still haven't been.
Come here.
Doesn't sound like that to
It
me.
doesn't sound like that to me either.
Anyway, let's get these minutes.
Are you happy with the fact that it says you will follow this up?
Because you were waiting for the form to come.
4K. We already had it the week after.
Yeah, but that's in here, in this minute.
That's at that
That's
point in
accurate.
time.
Yeah,
yeah.
At the time, the day after that,
Yeah.
that's when it occurred.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, just as long as it doesn't give the impression
Okay,
that I'm
fine.
in control.
Any others?
Proposer and seconder?
Proposed that it's signed off, and it's signed off.
Yes.
Seconded.
It's submitted by Jan.
Chase, was it?
Proposed.
Proposed
Tracy.
by Tracy.
Second was
Oh.
John.
What?
Something else.
Yeah, it's item 15, it was supposed to have been confidential. And now the world knows, including the county council, that we wouldn't be chasing after those greens to register them as at the land registry.
Why did it say?
You said you wouldn't do that.
Yeah, but why?
If it's
is it-
supposed to be confidential,
Why is
the initial stages, of course it won't be when it's done. Because we're in conflict with the county council over ownership and over them thwarting them
Is it?
and doing their.
Why
No,
is
I didn't know that, nobody whole bit.
Then we don't
That
have
was-
it with anybody.
That was in that report that I circulated to everybody before the meeting.
Yeah, but was it on the agenda that said it's a confidential matter?
Yes,
You just said legislation procedures.
it said legal item.
I didn't know that was a legal item.
I'm registry, not legal.
No, I don't know these things. You need to explain these things, Paul, if
I
that's...
didn't know that was legal.
But we sat and
We talked about other things, but I
Like
didn't know
history,
that was legal.
we got to item 50 and you didn't.
Yeah.
You wanted to move on quickly. I said, hold up, we can have this and this is confidential.
Yes.
Yes. So we agreed that we should find out how to register those bits of land.
Yeah.
We go through the process. And now that is in open minute, with no mention of the fact that anything it never went into.
Yeah. That in itself doesn't really matter. That in itself will not compromise you in any shape or form with the county council. You are just doing it for this council. The county has got no interest in individual councillors doing things for the council. If the county say that that's their land and you are going to do something else with it, that's a matter for this council. It's nothing to do with the county. If they own it, they own it. If they want to register as something else, that's what they want to do. But that doesn't stop you.
I would prefer the intention to have remained quiet until it was actually gone through the first stages with the land registry.
Okay.
I would have preferred it to have remained. Anyway, it's out there now.
But
Would it?
it's out.
This sounds as though I'm getting at you, but I'm not. Would it be helpful if you had a look at the minutes, because you'll have them, and wherever your name is mentioned, raise it with Marie before we actually have the meeting, so that, or with...
We're hoping to have the minutes quite a bit earlier than the...
Again, I think that if you'll forgive me for butting in, what I would probably do is actually send a draft copy to both Marie and to Councillor Waller, and then Councillor Waller will go through them. I mean, I aim to get my minutes out, it's only a personal thing, within 7 days. Just because I feel more comfortable doing that, and you forget.
It's much better to see that there are potential problems and to deal with them than
And
to
so
wait until a meeting.
What I would,
Makes it
so
very hard.
Councillor Waller would come back to me with, I disagree with X, Y, Z.
Can I make the general point? I'm not getting offended. People don't remember what they said. They remember what they think they said. And that's always different. And I write stuff down. I've got no axe to grind with anybody. I just write down what's said.
Can I just ask, I know there's something key on that, but Paul, do you feel that someone outside of this meeting is trying to get at you, and therefore you are being very careful about what is put in the public domain because they might use ammunition against you in some way? Is that what is behind this?
There is potential to stop that work at the crossroads if we apply this.
But
Well,
you
I
need to
can't see-
communicate that to us, Paul.
That wasn't
If you haven't communicated that to us, we don't know.
Did you read the report from the Campaign for the Preservation of Rural
No.
England? Well, it
No.
was circulated.
Well, loads of things it's early. If you don't
Exactly,
see
we are
citation-
inundated with information.
Yes, it needs to be put on, and it's
Well,
it's a
you should have said
priority.
this is
This is
priority.
really important.
When I look at the planning applications, if there's something that I think, like the corner shop, which is in the middle of the village, and other councillors may want a view, and it's important, then I, as I did this week, I
Yes.
circulated
Yeah.
it. But someone who wants dormer windows, you know, I don't need to bother everybody
No.
with that detail, because it's...
That was the whole idea of splitting work up, so that because before we were all getting everything that came in, and
Yeah.
you just can't read it.
No.
I wouldn't get too het up about what you've done in the past, because I'm
Yeah.
getting reorganised.
That's it, everything's
So
in a
I'm
bit
really,
there.
really sorry, and I'll say this now.
No, that's great.
But I have sort of ideas on how I would manage it. And I mean, part of that would be to send the draft minutes to Councillor Waller to see what he thinks. I mean, I always send them to somebody because I want some kind of input, because
Yeah.
I can interpret something in a completely different way.
Yeah.
You know, that's the nature of clerking, as Bill might interpret
Would
something.
it not be fairer to circulate them to all the draft minutes?
No, I wouldn't have to go any, well, personally,
No,
I'd say let
overkill.
it Marie and somebody
Overkill,
else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
alright, fair enough.
Because otherwise you end up then, because you still have a chance to have your say at the meeting, in a way, you still have, it's not, it's just, I
Fair
certainly wouldn't have the time
I
to
mean,
do
the
it.
meetings should be simple, the issues,
Yes,
the
that's
decisions
I
should
think
be
with
laid
Paul's
out.
knowledge, we can benefit from that, I think that's.
Yeah.
But my point about planning is that if Paul has read a document and has got something that he thinks, you know, this is important,
That's right.
then he should, in my view, alert us
Yes.
to that particular point.
Yes.
Oh, I sent an email tonight, sorry, I forwarded one on it, and I put in the header, this has a time-sensitive deadline and a date,
Yeah.
so that it's not a, God, that'll be next week, I'll get to it. It's a, we need to
Yeah.
do, we need to look at it by the 17th, if you're gonna look at
I
it.
think we should have a code word action. If you need to do something in the world, if anything is important, we have action and we always send it as important.
We used to have like high priority
Yeah.
action or medium action,
Yeah,
or like, and then if you left it, it was no action,
yeah.
it was a,
Because I think otherwise you're just going to, because you do get, I'm aware that we've had loads and I thought I've purposely, and I don't send you everything that I get because otherwise you'd
And I
be,
don't.
because I think, do everybody need to know this? No. Does everybody need to know this? No. Got an inquiry on this, I'll send the inquiry on, get the inquiry back, then I'll tell you, this is the outcome.
But
That's. and
Jill
this
will
is
be doing
working.
all this,
Yeah.
won't
Jill
she?
will be doing
Yeah.
all this, yeah, and I will be filtering things through to
Yeah.
you,
Like
Yeah.
so.
and I will say, I won't say action, I'll just say response needed.
Yeah,
brilliant.
yeah.
That's right, yeah.
See, we've had such a backlog of things to deal with, and we're all at different levels of knowledge within the council, that, as Paul will point out, we keep hitting things that we have to deal with, and it stops us dealing with the other things that
Yeah.
we feel are not being dealt with.
Tonight is a very good example.
Yeah, but this is what we're learning, this is why we'll look to you and Paul for help in these procedures, and Bill.
Right.
Don't get eaten by a lion in South Africa, please.
Who's going there?
Right, sorry, don't start that.
Right, okay.
Sorry.
So minutes are now done, let's move on. Matters of right.
Can we, you've had a proposal that they be approved as a
John
two-way.
seconded them.
Yeah.
And a second,
John
Yes.
seconded them.
all in favour?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
You know. Right, can you sign those, please?
Done it.
And initial each page and give them back.
You don't get used to signing things anymore, do you? Because they are.
Yeah.
Number 3. Matters arising from Parish Council meeting, 2nd December 2019.
You've dealt with
What Paul's doing. Have you seen anything to add? Anything to add? Anybody? Anything to add? Nothing from me, I can remember.
You can do it. Who is that padlock job going to be paid to?
The padlock job is going to be paid to
Dunchurch
friends
or
of...
might be?
Are we,
Friends
sorry,
of
are we on
Dunchurch.
financial matters now?
No.
Oh, you just
Friends
not
of
matters of
Dunchurch.
or matters of...
So we need to pay Friends of Dunchurch. They paid it,
Yeah,
we need to pay them.
yeah.
Okay, because that was in doubt.
That's normal.
Yeah.
That's fine.
You don't need really need it.
Even though it's
Yeah,
funded.
that's fine.
You just put it straight onto your
Payments.
invoice.
It's on a payment, it's on a do, yeah.
Done.
Just do it.
Sorted. Moving on, point 6, financial matters. I don't know where to go with this.
Do you have any invoices that need to be paid?
Well, that's for next meeting.
Or are you going to leave
We
it
get to the next meeting, and it's been sorted.
Why is it on the agenda?
Well, you could just put deferred.
Deferred to
Yeah.
Monday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just in case.
Yeah.
7, budget precept.
Budget reset time, right. I'll show you what's been sent from Rugby Borough Council. Please don't tell me.
Oh, this is
That's a comparison stuff. Council tax base, isn't it? To show you.
you wrote down, wasn't it? That's, yeah.
You get this.
That's up to them. They calculate, we don't calculate the tax base, and we don't do the average band D. All we do is tell them, this is what we want. Pick it up for us and give it to us. We don't faff about with that stuff. It's nothing to do with the parish and town. I don't know how many people are getting away with this. This is appalling.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't add to the decision we've got to make here, does it?
No, it doesn't add anything. In fact, it makes life difficult. What I would do, all they need to know is, where is it? That one from Stratford.
Just add your map.
All they need to know is the date. The meeting when
They just need to know the figure.
they just need to know the date, which is tonight's date. You've got it
So
on
the 6th of January.
the 6th of January, at the meeting, it was, this is all they need to know. Why are they saying you this nonsense? I really do not know. You've got it. That thing from Stratford,
Yeah.
the one
What's
on,
under here? What's under the- No? Where's it gone?
That's yours, is it? So,
Stratford and Avon
No,
District Council.
Oh. You found it, you found it.
Good. This is all, this is how Stratford do it, and this makes much more sense. All they say, the town and parish council, the date of the meeting when the precept was agreed, the budget requirements, the precept amount agreed in figures. To commence from there, give me your bank details, sign it, who you are, contact telephone number, email, and that's all.
But they just said,
It's,
we just have to tell them the amount according to this bit of Lindsay. I think that's just to assist your parish council. Can you
I've got
please
Mrs.
send it?
Knowles' email from last
you're
year.
2021 by Friday's 10th.
There was more.
That's brilliant. You're going to have to do this tonight.
It's by the
No,
10th of January.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah, so we need to
There was
email
more
them.
pleasantries in it
Tonight.
Paul's,
And
as
so
they said,
The
last
email
year,
from Mrs. Knowles last year, which I asked,
she was the RFO.
Yeah.
there was 2 lines of pleasantries and 1 line saying we need the precept, our demand is, and that's it.
And that's
Well,
all,
where did
that's
she
all
get
you
that-
need to
Where
do.
did she get that from though? Where
From a
did she?
meeting.
From
Oh,
a
there was a
meeting.
meeting.
Right, so,
Right.
if they're going to have it by the 10th, you're going to have to decide tonight
Yeah.
and email it directly to
This lady.
Sally Campbell.
Yeah.
Well, you can do that tonight anyway.
I
Right.
actually made a suggestion.
She?
Where did you say there was 102?
No, that's what I thought this was.
Let's have a look. Excuse me.
Is it this what this is? Is this their suggestion?
No, that's just that's for them. Enter a precept.
But this is.
Right, okay, I see what you've done. Column E. If you enter a precept amount in the highlighted cell in there, that should actually, it should calculate the
So-
Oh, so
effect
what
on
year
the
is that?
band
So
That's
we,
last year.
that's last year, so we need to increase it.
D. Yeah,
From that, we need to increase it, but what do we increase it?
Well, we're at
You don't have
96.
to.
no, it says
No, we're
you're
not
102,
This says we're
164.
102, 164.
Hang on, you may have to give them some additional information.
That's
what I
there,
thought.
this is Rugby Borough Council.
But it's for us to
See,
set it.
96
That's
is
a
there.
suggestion.
Oh,
Is that a,
No?
2020-21, so this is this
no.
year.
It's the same as that. That's
So that's
different.
the suggestion, so we say 1.5.
So are you saying, Paul, you had 96,660?
that's the year just ending.
Right.
Yeah, 96,660.
So they're giving you, that seems to be just an example. All right, what you can do, just a favour,
Let me type, shall I type in, for example, 99?
You haven't put the comma.
Why don't you put 102, commas, 164, 164?
Surprised they have
Comma.
commas. Commas are unusual. spreadsheet.
What did you say, one?
6 floor.
Yeah, like that.
If it's
Well,
a
Yeah,
general
like,
six-floor.
the data doesn't usually deal well with columns.
Yeah.
That one is the problem as well.
Does it, Paul?
It's the same.
If that's a
But
spreadsheet,
it
you don't
doesn't seem to
know
like
what
this. I did
columns.
that.
All right, so can you
Not
try
really, but you use it to
99,000, comma,
You c-
Zero,
it's,
zero,
it's,
zero.
it's a formatting that you can turn
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
It doesn't matter
Oh,
if
is
it's
it,
there or
it's
not.
not big enough?
If you're doing numbers and you've
No.
adopted the
it might be the
Oh,
same.
yeah, because it
If
was
the
legal.
council legend
Yeah.
is an operator, it's not.
Systems often automatically
And then
produce a
put
space.
10 whatever.
Between
Put
thousands.
199 just for
As in just 199.
199 comma 199,000 just so see what it does. Yeah,
Yes,
it
it
wasn't
was.
wide, it wasn't wide enough to cut the colour. That's all those as well.
Right, so there's no grant funding, so the average band D,
It's ended, yeah.
it seems to have worked it out. Well, let's go back, take that off there, please. And the other one, the one at the top, yeah.
So you need to agree your precept
You
And
need
then
to-
stick it in that.
and
and
then,
then put it
and then
in
put it in there, and
and
then,
then send it off to Sammy.
and I don't see how that can actually work. So,
So it was 96,660 last year, and they're suggesting the way to be 102. Anyway, should we move on to what?
no, they're not suggesting that, they're just giving you,
Calculate how to do it.
how to do it.
So how much have we got before? Because it's gone up 12,000, isn't it?
Is there some sense to that figure, is it?
Say that.
Is that percentage change that?
I'm just working it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, just
So-
what
It was an increase of 7 approximately overnight.
They increased it last year by 2.4.
It was 8,000,
Which is-
isn't it? Yeah.
That's a 7.3% increase, if I'm just using round figures, that seems a bit.
Yeah, so, can these,
I'll put 7 over 96, is that, those are the right figures, aren't they?
So 96, yeah, that's it, yeah.
Right. column A, that's the calculation for the average band D for 1819. Column B is the calculation for the average band